who are facing criminal charges. Disproportionately, my clients are also people of color. And when I say that my clients are people of color disproportionately, I mean in three ways. They're disproportionately people of color in terms of their relationship to overall numbers in the population. They are disproportionately people of color in terms of what the crime statistics say, in terms of who commits crimes, who uses drugs, who possesses drugs. And my clients are disproportionately people of color in terms of the length, the harshness of their sentences, and their access to alternative means besides incarceration. The three kind of topic areas I've been asked to address tonight are kind of the racial, ethnic, and economic disparities present in the criminal justice system, sentencing policies and practices, and then finally access to drug and mental health treatment courts. In terms of racial and ethnic and economic disparities, the numbers are very clear. We know what they are nationally, but locally, in particular in Multnomah County, they are vast. For example, about 5% right now of the Multnomah County population are African Americans, but 24% of my clients in the Metro Public Defenders are Black people. And that's just at MPD, we're one of many different public defender agencies. Compare that to percentages of white people, who are about 72% of the population in Multnomah County, but make up only 66% of the population of our clients at MPD. In terms of prison populations, those numbers are there as well. Oregon's prison population at large for the entire state is about 1.7% are African American, but in Oregon's prisons about 9.2% are. So the numbers bear out, and they don't bear out in terms of percentage of people that we know commit crimes or have drug or alcohol addiction. It's about the same as the population. So the numbers of people in prison and number of people, or my clients who are people of color, are not there because they commit crimes at a higher level or have higher drug and alcohol addiction issues. They're there for obvious racial reasons. In terms of sentencing policies and practices, these were addressed up front a little bit, but mandatory minimum sentences, such as Measure 11 or Measure 57, Measure 57 being the one that I deal most with in the drug court, is mandatory minimum sentences for people who commit property crimes or some drug crimes. You can become Measure 57 eligible if you commit 2 prior misdemeanors. The third time, you are mandatory prison. And when I say mandatory, that means that the only person who can negotiate you out of prison is the district attorney's office. The judge cannot agree, no matter what your circumstances are, to remove you from prison and put you on probation. It's solely the discretion of the district attorney's office. And even if the district attorney's office agrees to give you what's called a downward departure, meaning that you're not going to prison today, that prison time still hangs above your head. And if you do not participate on probation the way that you are asked to participate on probation, then you will go to prison. And that's significant because some of the upswing we've seen in recent years in our prison beds has been to people who normally wouldn't have gone to prison but committed technical errors on their probation, and then after a probationary term are sentenced to prison because they violated the terms of probation. The last area I want to talk about is access to drug and mental health treatment courts. As mentioned in the introduction, I'm the defense attorney right now for the START Court program. START Court is a program that is oftentimes referred to as the diversion court for Measure 57. So my clients have been convicted largely of property crimes related to the fact that they are addicted to drugs or alcohol. And the point of the program is to divert them from prison into an intensive drug and alcohol treatment program. And even in those type of programs, which are not as well funded as they should be, in fact, we just had a 20% cut in our START Court budget across the board, the numbers bear out differently. For example, in Stop Court, which is another drug treatment court, about 83% of our participants are white and 11% are Black, which are smaller than the numbers of clients we represent. You'll remember 24% of our clientele are people of color, or Black people specifically. And there's also a lot of discretion that plays into which of my clients are eligible for drug treatment courts. For example, in Start Court, we have an ongoing debate about level D8 DCSs. And one of the things that I think most people know about disparities in criminal justice is the difference between crack cocaine and powder cocaine. It's easier to get a level 8 DCS with crack cocaine than it is with powder cocaine. So who are the people we're excluding by not allowing level 8 DCSs to come into Start Court? Just anecdotally, I would say, as a public defender for the last 6 years, I would say that close to 75% of my clients have had either drug, alcohol addiction issues or mental health issues. But not a very large percentage of them are offered any sort of drug, alcohol treatment or mental health counseling that means anything unless they get into a specialty court. And the thing that I will end on in terms of access to drug and mental health treatment in courts is that I recently went to an event where there was an African-American provider of drug treatment, and they kept saying the conviction is worse than the addiction. So even if my clients successfully complete the drug and alcohol treatment program, they still have felony convictions. Thank you for your time.